Hey, what's going on? In many of my videos, I touch on the subject of how to learn all the techniques, as well as what methods and strategies to use. In this video, I'm emphasizing some of these key points with 42-year-old John Caiazza. John is a good example of how to become a better, safer, middle-aged rider and have fun doing it. I would say that John is a mid-pack 40-plus B rider. Like many of you, John rides for fun more than for racing. John is self-employed as he owns and manages his commercial real estate, office buildings, retail strip centers, and industrial centers. So he can make time to ride. On average, he rides 2 or 3 times a week. Lately, about 70% of this has been practice drills, with 30% at open practice tracks. Before this video was shot in late August of 2021, the last time John made the hour drive down here to my track to ride the oval and figure 8, I noticed that he was out there a long-ass time. When he came in, I asked, "How long were you out there?" He looked at his Apple Watch and said, 65 minutes. He took a short break, filled his tank, and did the same. I realize that many of you don't have access to an oval or figure 8. If that's the case, the next best thing you can do for your practice drills is to practice sections. If you have to ride an entire motocross track, stay mindful of one technique at a time while riding the track. John subscribes to my streaming platform just like you do if you're watching this video. He has already programmed many of the correct techniques into his automatic riding style, his default programming, if you will. But like many riders at his skill level, John still wasn't comfortable in the rutted corners. I hope this video gives you a better understanding of how you can improve and have fun doing it. By the way, I was not doing a private lesson for John, I was just shooting this video. I encourage you to periodically get someone to video you. This way, you can examine yourself and see if you're really riding with the correct techniques or not. Many times, you will be surprised to learn that you don't look like you thought you would. To begin this video, you'll meet John. Then you'll see how he is practicing on the oval and figure 8 as I explain what techniques he still needs to improve on.
My name's John Caiazza. Out here training with Gary Semix a little bit at his facility, working on my corner speed, carrying speed, where my eyes are, a little bit of the controls. I'm trying to make myself better. I want to stay safer on the dirt bike. I want to be faster, smoother, and I want to just have fun with it. So I think that that's what drives me to do what I'm doing now, which is the repetition of the oval and the figure 8s and the cornering over and over and over again. You know, and I'm 42 years old now. I've raised 4 kids. Our oldest is a 3rd-year law student. Our other 2 are a nurse and a biomedical illustrator. And then our youngest, my son, just went to college at Florida Institute of Technology after making it to Loretta Lynn's last year in the C class, courtesy of David Kilgore and Gary here, and their work with him for years, actually. So I'm taking the time for me now. After Max did his thing and went to Loretta's last year, I have now the time to focus on doing the stuff that I'd like to do. And I'd love to get back to riding dirt bikes. I did it when I was a kid. I had kids young, which stopped it very soon for me, and I want to get back into it. I really love it. I really enjoy it. So I'm going to keep working at it, harder every day, and get faster.
We're going to start with the oval and figure 8. This is a big oval, a nice big figure 8. You can kind of tell how big it is. I forget the actual measurements of it. But here you can see the wood chip file, how big it used to be and now how small it is. I've put so many on there just over the last couple of weeks to help the ground get softer, make ruts, hold the moisture. Here you can see the figure 8, which is inside the oval, of course. and it's all rutted. We'll show you a little, of course, we'll show you some close-ups here, and you can see just how rutted it is and what the ruts are like. But first we're going to work on the oval. On this end of the oval down here by the woods, it's a little harder packed down here, but there's still ruts. And I'll point out what John could be doing better. For one thing, his grip on the outside handlebar is too low, which causes him to drop his outside elbow too much. So he doesn't have a high enough grip to keep that elbow up, which will make his shoulders rotate into the corner instead of twisting out of the corner. You'll see more of that problem a little bit later. But on the good side, John does have upper body movement from side to side. You can notice it here. See how he's moving his shoulders from side to side for balance. He is not riding like a statue, which is great. Keep that upper body mobile so you can balance and control the bike. Simple as that. Now we'll take a look at the other end of the oval, which is also rutted, but the ruts are a little deeper up at this end. And that was okay, pass through the rut. Not much of a rut coming into it, but then the rut starts pretty quick. Yeah, and right there, John didn't get on the gas hard enough when it started to fall to the inside. He should have accelerated harder, and he should have stepped with his inside foot to hold the bike up. But his foot, as you could see, didn't even really touch the ground. So he barely saved that one, which should have been an easy save. Good, that was a lot better. See right there, on rear brake, then off rear brake. You can see that. Now we're practicing standing through the rut, but like many riders at John's skill level, he doesn't use the rear brake while he's standing. He probably hasn't become comfortable with that. He is using the front brake, but no rear brake, and it almost got him in trouble there, where he could have touched the rear brake and pulled the front end down to keep it down in a rut. It almost washed out over the rut, which would probably have been a crash. And he also loosened his inside leg against the bike. You gotta hold the bike with your legs all the time. A couple little mistakes there he made. Okay, now this is a good look at the figure 8 with the helmet cam on. See me videotaping there, just so we can see what's out there on this figure 8. Nice long deep ruts, especially up at this end. Outside inside rut right here. Same thing at the other end, outside inside lines. But right here, John is not taking the ruts. You'll see it again a little bit later. He checked up too much front and rear brake there. But this is just showing you overall view. We'll start dissecting it here pretty quick. Right there. Going to point that out again here coming out. Yeah, right here. Now he doesn't follow the rut. It kind of goes straight right and drops in again right there. He's making a line on the inside, which is not nearly as fast, and it's not good practice to avoid those ruts. Here's the same thing. He's not taking the rut. He's avoiding it by going on the inside, which is a lot slower. If you were good in the ruts, you could really rail that thing, and you're not going to get good at it if you don't take them. So I got on him about that, and he started taking them. At this end of the figure 8, the ruts are a little more hard-packed. They're more arced on a steady arc all the way around the corner. John can step with his inside leg, as you just saw. Bam, there it is again. Now he's practicing standing, going around them. Oh yeah, he's doing okay. I mean, he's doing much better, much better, and it's just slow progress, man. But it is progress. That's the main thing. Hands and arms are still too low, but he started working on that later after this video was over, and I pointed it all out to him. So tell our viewers what you're working on out there.
Eyes
Ahead.
and throttle control.
Yeah.
And carrying speed.
Carrying momentum.
Yep.
Right. Leaning the bike far enough that you have to use the throttle a little bit instead of the brakes, and being smooth, right? And yeah, it's getting better. I know you've been at this a long time, this figure eight and oval, and it's starting to show, man. It's getting better.
Little by little by little.
Yeah, it does. I want to help you a little bit with your standing, and when you're going into the corner, go ahead and stand up on the bike. I'll hold it. Now, when you want to turn this way, you're going to lean your hips to the inside. There you go.
Yep.
And make sure you're steering with the inside arm a little bit.
Yeah.
And that'll keep it turning.
Yeah.
Because I noticed, and you're gripping the bike with your knees, that's good. Because I noticed when you're doing that, your hips aren't really on the inside. They're kind of in the center. And that's going to be harder to corner in the rut that way. So make sure you
lean in,
emphasize.
Push on that inside foot peg.
Yeah, and get those hips to the inside, inside handlebar a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit.
Okay.
And that'll set you up for the corner and keep it turning. And then it's just a matter of using the throttle according to how far you're leaning over. And if you do it right, you won't have to be like throttle, front brake, and overreacting. Yeah. And you're getting a lot better at that now.
It's taking some time.
Yeah.
It's not easy to follow one rut that's 100 feet long.
Yeah. It'll get better, get easier and easier. The key is you're spending a lot of time in the ruts, and you're cornering constantly. And you're going to get more and more comfortable with that, and more relaxed, and your coordination for the throttle and front brake and balance, and that's what you're training. You know, if you go and ride the whole track, you're not going to learn ruts nearly as quick as you will doing the figure eight and the oval.
Well, this is
nothing but
fifth hour of oval and figure eight, and from start to finish, 10 times better so far. Yeah. Yeah, it takes that, I think, to get it done.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, man, I'm glad I'm here to videotape you and to point out some things, you know, that you just need to focus on a little bit more. But you've done it enough now, you know how to do it.
It's just a matter of changing the body position and up here, what I'm doing next.
Oh, yeah, it's all in the mind. Yeah. Mentally, how do you stay focused on the techniques? So some guys, you know, might get frustrated and they don't want to do that much repetition, but what motivates you to do that?
I like the repetition, and I look forward to it because I think it gives you the muscle memory to do it automatically when you're on the track.
Yeah.
So from start to finish, the first time I did the figure eight, didn't know when to grip the bike, when to stand up, when to sit down. But now that I'm muscle memory on when I'm doing what and when, I get to the track and I can spit it back out without thinking about it.
That's good.
But like what to do to jog my mind back, I grip the bike, focus myself back forward, and then all of a sudden it kind of comes back.
It starts coming to you. Yep. Yeah. You just have to remind yourself of it sometimes.
Yep. Grip the bike, look forward, and you kind of go, okay, got a reset button, and that's what you do.
Yeah. Good.
So yeah.
Okay, take another look at what John needs to correct around this long rut. Many of you may have the same problems. Coming into the rut, he's sitting in a good place, but his head's back too far. He should be leaning his head a little bit more forward. And notice this problem comes again, where he's twisting his shoulders to the outside of the corner instead of to the inside of the corner. And his grip is too low, elbow too low on the outside, which emphasizes that problem. And once you have a problem like that, you're going to do it everywhere all the time. You have to break that default program. It's a bad default. He's doing the same thing that I just mentioned. Of course, he does it all the time. That's just the way he rides now. And he tries to get the bike to climb out of the inside of the rut. And then here it almost goes over the outside of the rut. The front wheel almost did. So, yeah, definitely some things he's got to work on. Wasn't too bad. This is what the rut looks like on the bike. Okay, now he's going the same thing in the opposite direction. Yeah, checking up too much with the front brake, and then woo! Barely saves that one. Let's look at it again. Listen, hit that brake too hard. And then, yeah, he slowed up too much. And then he didn't get on the gas hard enough. That's why it kept falling to the inside. And he, yeah, muscled that one out and saved it. You can hear it again. There's a brake. There's not getting on the gas hard enough. I'll tell you, I don't know what happened to John, but after that near crash, must got his adrenaline pumping. He started riding much better. Probably brought up the intensity and of his concentration, focus, and trying a little harder. But yeah, he started riding well. Not too much right there, but watch how he picks it up here and he's riding better now. Quicker, lean over further, all the way through that rut. Ruts are deeper than they really, and they're deeper than they look on the helmet cam also. There's that long rut. It's not as deep. But he stayed at it and he kept riding quite a while. After I shot the video, he went back out and rode another hour at least. And it gets better, and you go in little increments where you make a little bit of progress, and then all of a sudden one day you make a huge progress. Here he corrected his hips. Now his hips are well to the inside when he's standing through the ruts. So my hat's off to him. He is dedicated and making huge improvements. The next weekend after this video was shot, John raced for the first time in nearly a year. Because of this long gap in gate drops, he raced 40 plus, C class, and won. If he doesn't race the B class next time, I'm going to label him as a cherry picker. On Tuesday, after his race, John was back on the oval in figure 8, working on perfecting his techniques. You don't need a full motocross track to do practice drills. An oval in figure 8 will work very well. Sure, jumps are important and fun, but remember, jumps are for show, corners are for show.